Yes, sir. We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show, the leader in single entry content. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, man. Y'all know what we do over here. Single entry, 3 max, and 20 max. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, man, listen. It doesn't matter how many lineups you enter, what type of contest you in. This is the right spot for you, man. The info gonna be fire every week for you, so you probably want to hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bells on, so you can be here rocking with us every week, every day when the videos drop. All right, and everybody, do me one small favor: hit that like button for your boy, man. I greatly appreciate it, and I greatly appreciate you. It goes a long way to helping a small channel out. So do that kind gesture, start your day off right. Hit that like button. Let's get into it, man. This is my Monday morning quarterback series, as by the title of the video, as you can see. Just a lineup review, going over my best lineups from the main slate. Got two lineups pulled up for you that we're going to talk through today. We got my single entry contest, and then we got my highest scoring lineup that I put in the 20 max. So we're going to walk through both of those today, guys. Listen, man, if you're trying to get better, you're trying to build better lineups, you have to be reviewing your lineups, comparing them to the winning lineups, comparing them to good players. Guys you see always at the top, always winning. Compare your lineups, man. Kind of see what they doing right, what you may be doing wrong. Just look at the lineup construction. Maybe you can pick up on some here and there. You have to compare your lineups. That's how you improve, get better, and improve your overall DFS game. So you always want to review your lineups. Then take into consideration your process. You don't gotta change it, but just always look at it. Make sure you're doing the right things, looking at the right things, incorporating the right things into your process. So we're just gonna do a little bit of that here today. Just gonna talk about our lineups yesterday. Well, on Sunday, guys. Sorry. Video coming to you a little late. I know I couldn't quite get it out on Monday, but it's still the Monday morning quarterback, man. Sunday wasn't, I guess it's okay day. We lost just about half our buy-in, a little over. So not a complete losing day, but we'll definitely take that. Not a full loss either. Like I said, lost just about half of our buy-in. Got my single entry pulled up here. This is a $12 single entry. This is like a 2,500 man contest. Did not finish in the money. Only 100 fantasy points down here. But I'm okay with it, man. I think we just got unlucky in this matchup. We was in the right spot, like a lot of people were, in that Dolphins Charger game where you want it to be the highest scoring game on the slate, man. They put up 70 points. We just didn't get the right pieces. And so in a spot like this, I would just say I got unlucky. Don't beat yourself up if you was on this Charger side. You just got unlucky, and it was an odd situation. It's hardly rare that you only need 3 players from a game that scores 70 points. So just chalk that one up to a little unlucky. All you really needed was Tua, Eckler, and Tyreek Hill in this game. As you can see, nobody else really did much of nothing. Everything was concentrated on those three. So like I said, just an unlucky spot. They can play this game 100 times, man, and they score 70 100 times. I guarantee you need more than just them three majority of the time. So we just got unlucky. But in this single entry, man, we went with the Herbert stack. Herbert, Mike Williams, and Gerald Everett. I knew Mike Williams was going to be chalky, so I wanted to get a lower on piece of this stack to try to get different. As I knew as I knew this Charger side in general would be chalky, so we went Mike Williams and paired him with Everett. Turned out to be a bad decision as Parham looks like to be the goal line tight end, so he was getting all the red zone work. Seems like just from watching the game, I ain't dive all the way into the numbers yet and see the snap count and play by play, but Parham looked an awful lot like he was in the red zone, so we may have to reevaluate this. But Everett at 5%, we got him at low on, just didn't give us much here. Only 2 receptions for 21 yards. We ran it back with Waddle, trying to get different once again, trying to get some leverage on the rest of the field. I knew Tyreek Hill would be extremely popular, and Tyreek Hill, I mean, obviously he's a better play. I don't want to say he's the focal point of this offense because they spread the ball around. But Waddle could have easily had the bigger day. So we wanted to leverage off of that Tyreek Hill play and get some Waddle low on at 9% here. I love his ownership, but Didn't quite get there. I mean, 4 receptions for 78 yards, man. Maybe another catch, another big play and a touchdown. We in there at 7,100. So just fell short here. I ran it back with Mostert from this game as well. Just trying to get as much as this game as possible. Like I said, man, early in the season, first couple of weeks, we just gonna lean into Vegas, trust their numbers, man. Vegas has the best numbers in the world. So I just wanted to get a lot of this game. Ran it back with Mostert as well. I just that way I knew I could get some of the running attack and some of the passing attack, and I thought it might be a little different construction than what was in the rest of the field. All right, rounding out the lineup, man, got Rashad White here, 5,500. He got just about what I thought he would get. I just thought he would fall in the end zone one time. You see 10 receiving yards on 2 receptions. I thought he'd see a little more passes than that, but the game turned out to be not as high scoring as everybody thought. So I thought he would be in line for about this right. I thought he could have 3 or 4 catches, maybe 30 yards, and probably about 50, 60 rushing yards and fall into the end zone once. If he fall into this end zone, that easily gives us 13, 14 fantasy points and definitely would have helped out at 5,500, but not quite the performance we need. Paired him with Jaden Reed here from the Packers. Just with them being out, Christian Watson thought he could be in line for more work in a spot here against the Chicago Bears, as he would have to probably be one of Jordan Love's primary receivers. 7% on 3K. He was just okay. 2 receptions, 48 yards, -2 rushing yards. 6 fantasy points from him. Expected a little more, but Green Bay kind of had this in the bag, and their running game was killing the Bears, so they didn't have to pass that much. So not really a big game for Jaden Reed. Added Justin Jefferson in here. This is to combat me fading Hill, right? So me fading Hill and going Waddle. I wanted to have a receiver that could score up there in the realm with Tyreek Hill in case Tyreek Hill went off, and a receiver that had the capability of beating Tyreek Hill if he didn't have that great of a game. Didn't work out in this spot, but I'm okay with it. Jefferson at 24% on, man. Gave us a solid game. Just didn't get a touchdown. Got the 150 yard, got the 100-yard bonus at wide receiver. I'm sorry, but just didn't add a touchdown. Tyreek added a couple of them things, and you just by far needed him. But I was perfectly fine with Justin Jefferson here at 27. Perfectly fine with my move trying to pivot from that Tyreek Hill ownership. And then round out the defense, went with the Seahawks. Thought the Rams offense would be playing from behind and have to pass a little more, and their offensive line is a little shaky. So I thought Seahawks had room for a few sacks, some turnovers here. As I thought the Rams would be playing from behind, but that was not the case. They easily handled the Seattle Seahawks here in this spot. So there you have it, man. My single entry contest, 100 fantasy points total. No real money here, man. Just give you in this lineup review, just showing my work, so to speak, man. You're going to never have to guess if I had a winning Sunday, or because I'm going to be right here every Monday bringing you my lineup review, showing you what I did. Let's go look at my highest scoring lineup over here in the 20 max. Put up 179, came in 1970th place. But it was a Jacksonville stack. Went Trevor Lawrence with Ridley and Zay Jones. No run back here in this spot, as I didn't really trust that Indiana Colts offense. Indianapolis Colts, I'm sorry, offense. But I should have ran it back with Pittman. I had a couple of Anthony Richardson stacks that I ran with just Pittman. Those did solid as well. But Trevor Lawrence here, like I said, paired with Ridley and Zay Jones. Another low on piece of this stack. Coming into the game, Christian Kirk was getting a lot of ownership. And like I said, I'm always looking to get different in what I think would be a chalky stack. Knew this Jacksonville stack would get a little ownership, so I want to try to get a different piece of it. So that's why I went Ridley and Zay Jones here, as Christian Kirk was projected to be one of the higher owned guys of the slate. Got Zay Jones at 3%, worked out nice for us as he gave 16 fantasy points. Calvin really had a very solid day, 27 out of him. No run back in this spot, but you can see I went right back to that Dolphins Charger game. All my lineups pretty much look like this, man. Whatever my stack was, pieces of this Chargers Dolphin game. Like I said, we had the right read. We was in the right spot. Just didn't get the right plays from the game. So I'm perfectly fine with how yesterday's slate worked out for us over here. I know we on the right track. Ran it back with Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen. Added Mostert in here as well. I thought the run game would be a sneaky little piece of this matchup, as Mostert was really the only back in the backfield, a clear cut number one. Thought he could rush in for one, maybe two, which would have been definitely helpful. He got one for us at 13 fantasy points. Very solid. Rounding out this line, I went Aaron Jones, having a solid day, man. As the week went on, As I just looked into it more, especially with the receivers out, I knew Aaron Jones would be used a lot. I thought he could possibly line up in the slot, especially if Dobbs was out and they throw it to him. So I know he was the primary weapon, especially with a young quarterback. You want to have a solid run game, and Aaron Jones is just a perfect weapon for a young quarterback. You can get him the ball in space, little check downs, everything. He could have had a way bigger game if he didn't hurt his hamstring, but glad he's okay. 27 fantasy points pretty much for him. Needed a value piece, so I went Musgrave down here from Green Bay, just trying to tap into another team that didn't have that didn't have his full receiving core. So I thought it could lend itself to a few more targets for Musgrave. He should have had a touchdown right here, man. Caught the ball inside the 10 and stumbled down. So we should have had a bigger performance from him at 6% on. But hey, we'll take what we got. And then rounding it out, man, was the Texans defense. 8 fantasy points. Just needed a cheap defense. You know, I'll play 2K for a defense. It don't really matter. As long as you don't get me super negative, as it wasn't any real super high scoring defense. Cardinals, I think, were the best with 19 fantasy points on the main slate. So there you have it, man. 179 here for my best lineup in the 20 max, man. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Be on the lookout for the rest of the videos this week. You want to be subscribed, so you ain't even got to look out. You can get the notification if you got your notification bell on. That's what it's for. Turn that thing on, man. Listen, if you want more in-depth coverage, my complete player pool breakdown, all of that, live access to the live stream with me on Sunday before lock, hit the Patreon down below, man. That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.